Djokovic and fellow players question favoritism in tennis anti-doping cases. Novak Djokovic has voiced concerns over what he perceives as favoritism in the disciplinary process surrounding Jannik Sinner and Iga Swiatek following their recent doping-related bans. Speaking at the Qatar Open in Doha, the 24-time Grand Slam champion claimed that many players share his frustration with how the cases were handled, suggesting that high-profile athletes may receive preferential treatment. A majority of the players I've spoken to in the locker room over the last few months are unhappy with how this process has been managed, Djokovic said. It appears that if you're a top player with access to elite lawyers, you can influence the outcome. The World Anti-Doping Agency (WADA) recently reached a settlement with Sinner, imposing a 3-month suspension after he tested positive for the banned substance clostebol in March. However, the ban's timing allows him to compete in all 3 remaining Grand Slams this season, starting with the French Open in May. The International Tennis Integrity Agency (ITIA) also declined to suspend Sinner in August, ruling there was no fault or negligence on his part. Sinner claimed that the banned substance was transferred to his body during a massage from a team member who had previously used a skin treatment spray containing clostebol. Meanwhile, Swiatek accepted a 1-month ban in November after testing positive for trimetazidine, a banned substance often associated with contaminated medication. Players criticize inconsistencies in anti-doping sanctions. Djokovic compared Sinner and Swiatek's bans to those received by other players, including Simona Halep and Tara Moore, whose cases resulted in significantly longer suspensions. Halep, a former world number 1, was initially banned for 4 years after a doping violation in 2022, a punishment later reduced to 9 months. Tara Moore, a British doubles player, spent 18 months suspended before she was fully cleared when the ITIA determined her positive test was due to contaminated meat. Right now, there is a general lack of trust from both male and female players toward WADA and ITIA, Djokovic stated. British player Liam Brodie also questioned the fairness of Sinner's punishment, comparing it to a Premier League footballer serving a ban over the summer when matches are not played. It seems like the ban was scheduled to minimize its impact on Jannik's career, Brodie told BBC Sport. It ends the day before the Rome Masters, his home country's biggest tournament, setting him up perfectly for the French Open. He doesn't lose ranking points or his number 1 spot either. It's an interesting ban. Several other tennis stars, including Stan Wawrinka and Nick Kyrgios, have publicly criticized the handling of the case, while the Professional Tennis Players Association (PTPA) issued a statement condemning the lack of transparency and consistency in anti-doping rulings.